Straight out to Walt Hunter, reporter with KYW in Philadelphia. Walt, what are you hearing about the exterminator's claims that this was some argument that got out of control?
Well, Jane, that's what's in his alleged confession. No sooner had Smith been brought out of his home in Levittown, Bucks County, which, as you say, is 30 miles outside of Center City, than he began spilling everything he was able to tell to investigating detectives. In that alleged confession, he claims that when he went into the house as an exterminator, they went down to the basement. He claims he was basically being told that he would be belittled. He was being made fun of. He was not doing his job properly. Then he claims he became enraged. He first of all hit the doctor, then got on top of her, strangled her, and then set her body on fire, then tied her hands and legs behind her. He is claiming it was an act of rage provoked by her. Homicide detectives who have fielded their share of confessions here in Philadelphia over the years are a little bit behind the scenes skeptical of that confession. They suspect, perhaps while they were inside the house, that the suspect may have been up to something else. Was it perhaps a rejected advance, although there are no signs of sexual assault at all in this case? Or perhaps did the victim catch him trying to steal or even take something from her, called him on it, and that prompted the argument? There's what the suspect allegedly says in his confession, and of course, the victim is not here to tell us anything, and that's all we know at this point.
Well, you're absolutely right. She is not here to give her side of the story. If you could stand by, Walt, thank you for all the information. But we may have some other questions. Melissa, so respected for her work at the famous Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, beloved by patients and staff, and the neighbors were singing her praises, saying, oh, she loved her dog. She was a busy, active woman. Listen to this.
I only knew her a little bit, like as a neighbor. I knew that she exercised all the time. I used to see her out running in the morning sometimes. She was very busy, I know that. Sometimes I used to see her jumping into a taxi.
And that lovely neighbor is caring for this poor murdered woman's dog now, given, named Pooch, by the way. And she was devoted to her dog, devoted to the children she helped. Given her stellar reputation as a kind and gracious professional, the fact that everything we've heard about Melissa is all positive. I got to ask Florida prosecutor Stacey Honowitz, do you buy this story, purportedly from the suspect, that she began arguing and belittling this man, Jason Smith, and that he snapped and, it went into a rage? I mean, listen, he tied, allegedly, if this is the person who did this, and that's her beautiful dog, by the way, he tied her hands and her feet and her legs behind her back, all right? And then there's a noose around her neck, and he sets her on fire, all because of an argument over an extermination job?
Well, the way you're questioning it is probably the way most people are thinking. Why would a man go into a rage and go to the extent that he did to kill her if it was just over the fact that she made fun of the fact that he was an exterminator? I mean, we are so early into the investigation, and you're correct. That's the side of the story that he's giving, that he felt like he broke into a rage and he killed her based on what she had to say. Based on everything we know about her thus far, it seems highly unlikely that that was her personality. And so we're going to have to wait and see what comes out. We're going to have to know about his background. We're going to have to know about his psychological background, and we're going to wait and see what the investigation rules out.